The plasma cell membrane holds everything inside of the cell and surrounds it. Its purpose is to regulate movement in and out of the cell. It is permeable to ions and organic molecules of choice. Chloroplasts are stacks of vessels in the cell membrane. They photosynthesize sugar to energy. They are only found in plants, and their purpose is to give energy to the rest of the cell so it can function. Lysosomes are found in the cell membrane. They have high-power enzymes made by the Golgi apparatus that sit in the cell membrane. They break down old organelles to use as scrap parts for new molecules. Their purpose is to recycle. These recycled elements are dispersed to their correct location to make carbs, lipids, and proteins. The cytoskeleton is responsible for the shape of the cell. It binds enzymes and ribosomes to actin filament, which organize the cell's activity, such as what goes in and out of the cell. If the cytoskeleton did not exist, the membrane would become jello. If the membrane was jello, then all things, good or bad, could get into the cell. This keeps the cell healthy. Centrioles are in sets of microtubules of 3. Those sets are then put into sets of 9 to make a cylinder shape. That cylinder shape transports vesicles within a cell. This is how energy is transported. The nucleus sits at the center of the cell. It contains all genetic information that allows proteins to be made. The nucleus is covered in things called nucleus pores. They trap amino acids, which then combine to make a protein. The protein after is then sent out of the cell. The nucleolus sits inside of the nucleus. It is the container for ribosomes. Ribosomes are made in large quantities by RNA transcription. Ribosomes process amino acids. The ribosomes have an assembly line to make a protein. The amino acids run through, and then the proteins run out. The purpose of the nucleolus is to make proteins for specific jobs. The rough endoplasmic reticulum is a flattened-like sac compartment. Its job is to take newly made proteins from the nucleus and process them to their proper destination. If the protein needs any afterthought modifications, this is where it happens. The rough endoplasmic reticulum's job is to organize proteins to their correct destination. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum is a network of different tubules and sacs. They contain enzymes to synthesize lipids and carbs. Another job is to store calcium 2 positive to later signal membranes. An example would be a muscle contraction. Mitochondria have their own DNA that create proteins specific for oxidative metabolism. The enzymes that synthesize the specific proteins come from the nucleus. It is considered a cell within a cell because it has its own DNA. Vacuoles control water intake and size of the cell. The more water, the bigger the cell. It also empties space for extra useful products and stores them There are enzymes in it that break down waste products, such as poorly made proteins. The Golgi apparatus purpose is to package proteins to be taken out of the cell. The packaging material is taken in through the cis phase and made, and then the transphase takes in the protein. They are expelled through a secretory vesicle and taken to their necessary place outside of the cell.